Dom Chu joins us with a look at the stock's run into earnings. Dom, it's up 70% since the IPO, a new high today.
It's been staggering considering the $20 IPO price, where it opened at 30. Shares of FitBit, they've been floating higher since its IPO, going all the way back to June. It's now, of course, more than double that original offer price of $20 a share. It's about 50 and change now. That a number of analysts here have buy ratings on the stock as it prepares for that earnings report, and so we'll keep an eye on that. Staying in the fitness space, we'll also be watching for the pricing of Planet Fitness's IPO later on today. Expected pricing will be between $14 and $16 a share. That puts the low-cost gym at a valuation of near $1.5 billion, guys. Back over to you.
Okay, Dom, thanks. Who wants FitBit? Who wants a piece of this?
I'll take a piece of FitBit.
Because we ask people, I mean, the overwhelming majority of people on Twitter say no.
Well, look,
don't buy it here.
I mean, you have to think, how dumb could a company and bankers be if they don't beat the first quarter out of the gate? We've seen it before. We see Etsy losing ground, of course, after a couple of quarters. So I think from a quarter standpoint, yeah, it's going to be fine. However,
maybe you sell it. Maybe you sell it good.
I would. To me, I don't play earnings. You know, it's really a fool's game. But here's what I'd say. It's a commodity business. It's another consumer product. The disappointment is that Apple hasn't competed with them as you would think. The product's not that much cheaper on the higher end. So I think it's one of those crazes that's going to lose some momentum. But arguably, if you're talking about it as a stock, I would be there at some point. I would be looking short.
Well, I mean, to push back, I don't know if anybody wants to take the other side of that. People are betting that it's not going to lose momentum, that it's just simply about to gain even more.
And in some ways, and I know Josh and I have gone back and forth many times on GoPro, I mean, this is very similar, where you're looking globally. How fast can they grow globally? And is there competition? Of course there's competition out there. And I don't know whether or not Fitbit is the brand. I think GoPro is, and I think Fitbit likely is. When it comes to wearables in the athletic world, this name seems to be working great. I'm looking at John. He's got one. I've got one on. I mean, this is something that, you know, it's an interesting aspect of what's going on in life right now. And everybody wants to be able to measure.
Though, but I mean, the best branding. But the technology is not unique. It's ubiquitous. Everybody's got the same technology. So I'm not sure why you buy this. You don't short it until it cracks. Then you'll be able to.
It is an IPO that did come out with earnings, though. That's something we never see. They've got earnings. They seem to be improving on earnings, growth in revenue.
Here's the question to ask yourself. If this didn't have a tiny publicly available float, would it be a $10.5 billion market cap within a couple of months of coming public? I don't think the answer to that question is yes. That's number one. Number two, 10 years ago, myself and everyone I knew was walking around with a yellow rubber bracelet on because it was the thing to do at the time. Had no functionality, right? Was not a Fitbit, granted. And then all of a sudden, for no reason whatsoever, all of those yellow rubber bracelets disappeared. Like
well, there was a reason. Well, Lance Armstrong got cold.
Yeah. I think no, that was much later. Listen, trust me on this. We do not know yet if this is this decade's Lance Armstrong bracelet. If it is, this is not a $10 billion company. If it's not, then we can debate how quickly they go global, et cetera, et cetera. I just have taken the position that it's too soon to tell, and I think that's the only rational position right now.
If you read the reviews on all of these, there's very little difference between each product. So right now it's marketing. I think others can catch up.
All right, coming up, the Nigerians are reunited.